Whoever that was. Good evening. Welcome along then to SCFC Fan TV. It's another Thursday night live with the lads, with myself. We have Shaun Middleton, Jacob Kirkbride, The Mad Mistake, and Michael Bowers. Woohoo! Dino is running a little bit late. So as soon as he's ready, we're going to get Dino's going to join us as well. Lots to talk about tonight. Loads of questions. Mad Mistake's got a page full ready to... and we're going to talk about, of course, Sunderland's win against Crewe, and we're looking ahead to Saturday's game against Pompey. We are live, so if you want to join us on the live chat, please do so, and we'll do our best to try and answer any questions you would like to put to us. So, Tuesday night, Sunderland 1, Crewe Alexandra 0, another clean sheet, another 3 points. Shaun, what did you think?
Well, I thought it was a good performance. The first 10 minutes was a bit scrappy. Obviously, we went with the 3-5-2 again. That was obviously continuing for the last game. But I thought once we got into the groove of things, we started to pass it well. Didn't create loads of chances, I must admit, but I thought we kept the ball well. I thought Power had a decent game, to tell you the truth. I thought Charlie Wyke done okay. I thought Luke O'Neill, obviously in defensive game, was just unbelievable. I mean, he taught like as well in the game in the 85th minute when he ran the full length of the pitch, and he got a free kick for us in the end. He's just what a player he is, man. But in the first half, Scowen and Gooch, I thought linked up well down the right, and I thought if there was going to be a goal from anywhere, it would come from them too. They were linking up really well. I thought give Crewe a bit of credit. They played well. They dug in, but fortunately for us, we scored a really good time, because if they'd get into half time, they would have been over the moon. But we got that goal. It was a good cross by Gooch, and it looked like on the replay that it was an own goal. I mean, me, Philly, and Michael, we thought it was an own goal, didn't we? But when Charlie Wyke was getting interviewed after the game, he's adamant it was his goal. He's been awarded the goal as well. So like you see, it was a good time to score the goal. And in the second half, it was, Max Power had a good chance, didn't he, when he was throwing goal? He could have done better, really. I think he should have worked the keeper. Yeah. But there wasn't many chances. I was just looking at the stats there earlier on, because I've think of the stats. I mean, ball possession, we had 51% of their 49. Goal attempts, 20 to us, 4 to them. Shots on goal, 6 to us, 1 to them. Shots off goal, 8 to us, 1 to them. Block shots, 6 and 2. It was like you say, it was a good performance, pretty performance. Crewe Alexandra didn't know this going into the game, but they've scored quite a few goals, and I think I underestimated them a little. I was probably being a bit disrespectful by saying the score. That's 5-0. I mean, prediction. But for me, I always try to take the positives. Phil Parkinson's got it right again. Bailey Wright, tremendous. The team, another clean sheet. Grant Leadbitter was amazing again, and it's looking really good for me. And we're getting players back. We've signed 2 new players as well. They'll come in eventually, I think. So it's happy days for me. It's a crucial win, and it's gone at the Portsmouth game, where I think that'll be a massive game on Saturday.
I think. But we did say it looked like an own goal. Since I've watched it back again a few times, I'm not sure. I think White might have got his head on it. I know we did. Me, you, and Michael did a live stream on it, and the Mad Mistake did one on his channel. Shaun, I'd just like to quickly ask you, which one did you think was the best live stream? Was it ours, or was it the Mad Mistake?
Oh,
you can't ask questions like that.
100% ours.
Yeah,
Terry, over to you. He's away.
apparently that mad mistake bloke was drunk anyway, apparently all through it. Just going very quickly on the chat, want to say hello to Tyler Graham, it's Bobby Cowley, Clayton Edwards, Casey Cameron, Jude, hello to you, Lauren as well, One Rovers Vlogs tuning in, Bristolian Mackham down there, all people who have joined us on the live chat so far, and welcome to where's he gone? And
He's
welcome.
gone. Yeah, he's left.
Nice.
To Dino.
He didn't like that.
To Dino.
Sorry, I'm here,
us. Where's he gone?
You just
Terry, come back. We're really sorry.
I'll get him back. I've sent him a request down there. So yeah, Dino was a little bit late, but he's with us now.
Yeah, apologies.
Back to join us. That's all right. That's not a problem. And somebody else back to join us as well. Way!
All forgiven now.
Yeah.
He's turned.
I think he's our friend. Yeah.
Who's that on the wall?
There you go. Back again. Well, Jacob, 1-0 Tuesday night. What do you think?
Yeah, good performance. I think the whole team played very well. A few good individual performances. I must say, without Bailey Wright on the pitch, I just don't see us conceding any time in the future. I know he missed the sitter in the second half, but he's just so commanding at the back. I think we should be just so grateful that we've got a centre-back like that at the moment, someone with bags of experience, particularly playing in a higher division in the Championship, and to have that in League One's fantastic. But I think the midfield three with Leadbitter, Power and Josh Scowen is linking up very well at the moment. We're putting a far more effective crosses into the box on Tuesday, one of which was a superb delivery in from Gucci, which led to Wyke's goal, or it could be an own goal. It was given to Charlie Wyke in the end, which I'm happy about. But yeah, overall good display. The only slight concern is we did miss a couple of chances second half, which going into a game against Portsmouth on Saturday, we just have to sort of correct that issue a little bit, considering Pompey will offer a lot more in quality, and if we don't put those chances away against a team like them, we could be in for trouble. But overall, I'm very happy. It's another clean sheet again, which is nice to see. Despite Lee Burge didn't get tested much during the game, he's thankful he's got a brilliant defence in front of him at the moment. Conor McLaughlin did well, considering he was playing, I think, in a centre-back role, particularly, which is nice to see. But the team's playing fantastic at the moment. We're a solid unit. Parkinson's ideas are starting to really come across well on the players right now. So happy times.
Back to the chat quickly before we pass this round. Chris Scott says, up by Christmas away the lads. Clayton Edwards says, Michael, you should be revising with Karen, man, what you're playing at. That's a little bit. It's a little bit from our live stream when Karen said she was going to give Michael some biology lessons.
Perhaps some chemistry lessons instead.
No, there were, yeah. So, moving on. Taffy Mackham says, choosing between SAFC Fan TV and the Mad Mistake is like having to choose between your two kids. And also down here, Clayton Edwards also says, can we ask Dino if he remembers down at MK Don's meeting him in the toilet?
Yes, I do. I do.
And he was asking where Shaun was, and he just wanted to see if you remember. So do you remember meeting Clayton Edwards?
I remember Clayton at MK Don's. Yeah, of course I do.
In the because that's what happened to George Michael. You know, George Michael. That's how he started. Right? Mad mistake.
Is Shaun having a number two?
I think Shaun was getting the drinks in because the queues are absolute manic. So I think Shaun was getting the drinks in. I went to the toilet and Clayton came in and he just said, how do I think the match was going to go? And I says, I think we should stuff them. But it wasn't that the game where Gucci scored that screamer. Was it that game? Yeah, it was a very very slow game, I thought, but we ended up winning. But yeah, I remember Clayton. Yeah.
So what was you doing hanging around the toilets then?
Well, I needed the toilet, Phil. I needed the toilet.
Oh, you having a... Oh.
I'd literally just finished and Clayton walked in.
This is going
I was
too
literally
weird.
just finishing and Clayton walked in.
All right, okay. Giving it a shake.
He wasn't holding it for us.
Oh, good job I wasn't there. You need 2 hands. Right, Dino.
Oh,
Hello.
Dino, what did you think of Tuesday night then? 1-0 win against Crewe.
First of all, obviously, well done on the stream, lads. It was a good watch. Obviously, Terry,
Cheers,
my dad
lads.
watches you, so I had to watch the lads, you know. Just we split it. My dad watches you, and I was watching these. But I did skip between them both. Well done, boys. The match.
Hang on, Dino. So, whose stream was the best then? Was it?
Well, that's just not a very nice thing to say, is it? You know what I mean? You know. But they're both enjoyable. Do you know what I mean? It's got everything for everybody. But for the match, first half, it was a bit of a. Don't get us wrong, we controlled the game. We created some chances. Charlie Wyke scoring just before half time was good because that would have knocked their spirits right down. I would say they tried to trouble we, but I thought defensively we worked well. Midfielders were getting back. We passed the ball well. I didn't think the Hoover football was as much in that game. I thought we kept it on the floor a lot more. But did the goal get given to Charlie Wyke?
Yes.
So,
It was,
I think it's been given
it
as
was an own goal on of our sites and Charlie Wyke's on another, so I wasn't sure.
BBC gave it to Charlie Wyke.
Right, well,
no,
well done,
they've
Charlie Wyke.
retracted that.
Everyone's still saying, everyone's starting to change their mind. Oh, Charlie Wyke, how man, he scored 2 fucking goals, man, for God's sake. For me, he's still the worst striker at the club. He's on a good ream of form, good for the bloke, you know, but I still don't rate him. He's got a lot to prove to me. I'm not one of these people because he scores 1 or 2 goals against teams he should be scoring goals against and go, oh my God, he's the best striker we've got. I'm not like that. He's still got a lot to prove for me. He's done very well, but let's see what he's like against Portsmouth. Let's see if he goes missing. Let's see if he actually turns up and scores another goal, or he turns into Charlie Wyke where he's giving balls away, fouls and stuff like that. Let's see what he's like against a good team. But I would say with a makeshift defence, obviously Conor McLaughlin and Luke O'Nien at centre-back, we're done all right. The only negative I've got about the game, the chances were missed. Bailey Wright should be putting that away because on another day, that could cost with big time against a big team. If we're playing a big team and we're missing some of them chances, it could be a totally different game. Luckily, we're playing against a Crewe team who's not exactly the strongest team in the league. But overall, we controlled the game, we've made chances, but the only negative is that we didn't put them chances away.
Right, fair dues. Taffy Mackham says, speak up, Dino. Careless whispers.
Speak up, can you not hear us, like?
No, it's all right.
We didn't get the joke.
Right, okay. Mad mistake. 1-0 to Sunderland. Were you happy, or how do you think it went?
Well, I thought it was a Charlie Wyke goal, full stop. I was surprised it was Charlie Wyke, but I thought it was a Charlie Wyke goal. I thought you have to give Crewe some credit. They defended really well. They had some good, big, tall players. We did pump the ball in with crosses, and they seemed to deal with it pretty comfortably for the majority of time. It took one gooch cross that bounced in front, in between, I think it was, just went over Sunderland player's head. Then it bounced, then came up again for Charlie Wyke to get his head down low to get the ball in the back of the net. Otherwise, I think it would have been 0-0 because I think they defended really well. And the last 10 minutes, I was getting a bit worried. Yeah. I thought Crewe were going to actually try and sneak one. I thought Max Power had a poor game personally. I didn't rate his performance at all. He missed a great chance to score. You got to put those shots away, man. At least get them on target. You got to get them on target. I thought Gooch did really well in the right wing back's position. I thought Bailey Wright was outstanding, and like I said before, Grant Leadbitter in that position is just getting better and better every match. And he put his body on the line on Tuesday night. He was throwing his body at shots, and he was running away out of the defence with the ball. He was passing the ball around really well. So I mean, Leadbitter's been like a new buy this season for me, like a new signing.
Yeah,
I'm in the same camp as Dino with Charlie Wyke. I mean, end of the day, it's Charlie Wyke. He's done well. I'm happy for the lad. And I want to see him score every single game. Don't get me wrong. Do I think he'll score every single game? Of course he won't score every single game. He won't score probably more than 10 goals this season. But if he proves me wrong, I'll be over the moon. I thought Maguire had a decent game. Like I say, Scowen, for me, Scowen does a lot of the dirty work. He seemed to do all right. It wasn't a fantastic performance. It wasn't a brilliant performance. It was an all-round good team performance. And I'm not getting carried away. We were an average side in a poor league. League One's a poor league. Come on, it's a poor league. And it's an average side in a poor league. How many of these players would make it in the Championship? Possibly Luke O'Neill would give it a good go. Bailey Wright would give it a good go. Denver Hume has room for scope. He could get better. Anybody else? Lee, I can't see anybody else. I don't even know. I'm not really convinced with Scowen at the moment, to be fair. But end of the day, we can't complain. It's a win. It's a clean sheet. But we need to score more goals. We can't keep on just getting one goal here or there, because the match of the weekend is a massive point at how the season's going to go for me. If we can beat Portsmouth, then that puts a point out. And it's, end of the day, I'm happy with 1-0. Obviously, we all wanted 4 or 5 goals, but you can't always score when teams come at the Stadium of Light and defend the way Crewe defended. So for me, you have to give Crewe some decent credit.
Yeah, sort of agree with you with Crewe. I mean, they could have certainly nicked one. I mean, they came and they had a go. And certainly those last 10 minutes when we were watching it, I mean, we were sort of thinking this one goal might not be enough. They looked fairly dangerous. We thought we said on the on our chat that we thought Scowen linked up well with Gooch, certainly in the first half, very well down the wing. Dino, you trying to get in quickly?
To be fair, in them last 10 minutes, they did put pressure on. I think last season under Jack Ross, we would have conceded.
Yeah,
I really think we would have fell apart and probably conceded. But I think the lads done well to group together and work as a unit and defend for them last 10 minutes. I felt comfortable in them last 10 minutes. Every time they're putting the ball in the box, I was comfortable that our defenders would deal with it. Lee Burge would deal with it. And to be fair, did they have a shot all game? Really? No, I don't think they did, to be fair.
Yeah, the defense was good. I mean, they cleared up, they blocked shots, and they did look quite solid. Shaun?
They had one shot on target. I was having the stats out earlier on. That's all they had, one shot in the full game. So it tells you something about our defence as well, isn't it? When you can keep them out to one shot, you know what I mean?
Yep.
In the whole game.
Jacob?
Yeah, as the game went on with the chances we missed, I thought it might not be our day. This is going to come back to bite us. But I think our defensive unit's so strong at the moment. And personally, I think that's down to the manager also. I know you've got someone who shows great leadership skills in Bailey Wright, but I will give praise also to Conor McLaughlin. I feel like he's played in a lot more like defensive in like centre-back role the last 2 games. I know he played a bit right-back against Swindon, but the other night I thought him alongside Bailey Wright did very well. So credits where it's due.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
That's right. I lost you for a sec. Mad mistake?
I just want to say, I think that Bailey Wright should be the captain of the team. Personally, I don't think Power. I think she'll let Power to take the captaincy of Power for me. See what he can do without being the captain, not the burdency of being the captain. I think Bailey Wright's a natural born leader.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Totally agree.
Right, before we go to you, go on, Dino.
I've got a thing as well. Do you think with the captaincy being taken off Leadbitter, do you think it's made Leadbitter the better player that he is today?
Yeah.
Because he's a totally different player than he was obviously the season where obviously his dad passed. Or was it his mum where he had the trouble? That was, what was that? The playoff semi-final at Portsmouth. Did that happen?
Yeah, it was the day before, and he played the full game.
I mean, he had he had the really bad year that year, and like everyone was writing him off, including me. I mean, I thought he was finished. I always said offer him a coaching role. And this season, he's like the player of the season for me. He's just dominating. He looks a totally different player, and maybe that's because the captaincy's been taken off him. He doesn't have that burden anymore being the captain.
And I think it was basically, I mean, nobody wants to. I mean, lose the mum. It's probably the worst ever thought in your head. I think that was he lost his mum, and it obviously affected him really, really badly. And I think you just need to take some time out, didn't he? And, I think that's what it was. I didn't
think he was going to come back. I honestly did. When he says he was going to take that test, I didn't think he would have come back, and he's came back like a totally different player.
Yeah.
Well, and credit to him.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point, Dino. Could well be. Just very quickly on the chat. Tommy says, happy birthday to Shaun for tomorrow. It's Shaun's birthday tomorrow. Woo!
Happy birthday, lads.
The big 4-0. The big 4-0. Good on
45, haven't you? 45, isn't it?
No, 27.
40.
Turning to his big 30.
Jacob, why'd you have to be so nice when we're saying 40 and 45?
I'm doing the lad a favour.
We all know. I mean, look, just have a look at Shaun now. You know he's not 27. I mean, look at the state of that.
Let the man reveal the answer for himself. Go on, Shaun. How old are you?
Let us think I'm 27 now.
God, yeah, 27. I'm 31. Right. So, Michael, when you finished your biology lesson and you got to have a watch of the game, what did you think? 1-0.
I thought you were going to say something else before you said watch of the game.
No, I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't put it past you, actually. Okay. First of all, I want to elaborate on what Dino said about Grand Leadbitter. Absolute credit to the football club for the way that he's managed to come back from something as horrible as losing your mother, because I've had experience of that and it's not nice. So fair play to Grand Leadbitter, and especially for playing that Pompey game. I think the day afterwards, I think Jacob said. So fair play, and he played a crucial role in getting us to the final then. It's a shame we bottled it in the game afterwards. But anyway, the game on Tuesday was, I agree with my mistake on, I think it was a good team performance. We kept Crew at bay, which we had to. I did. Finally, it's actually, I know you'll go on to score predictions later, but it was one of the few times I got a score right for a change. So
all right, you just ruined it now. I was going to do the score predictions, man.
Anyway, right. But yeah. It you can only beat what's in front of you. I think the BBC, the BBC did give the goal to Charlie Wyke, but they've since taken it off him and has now been given us an own goal. I disagree slightly with my mistake when he said we're an average side in a poor league. I think the league's poor. Do I say this side's average? No, I think it's a top. I think I expect this team to be where it is. But at the same time, going forward, I do think there's an issue of scoring goals. I think we've only scored 7 goals this season. But ultimately, the reason we are where we are is because of our defence. And I've always said constantly, if you keep a clean sheet, it gives you such confidence, not just across the back, but across the rest of the team, because it relieves pressure from the forwards. If you're conceding 2 goals a game, every chance the forward has, you're probably thinking, I've got to score this, otherwise we're not going to win. So that, and don't get me wrong, our defence will get tested against Pompey. I looked at Pompey's statistic. They have not lost away from home in League One yet this season. So that says alone how difficult a game is going to be. But in general, I think Wyke was very good. You wouldn't hear me say that very often. Certainly wouldn't have heard that a couple of weeks ago. Wyke was good. I thought that Gooch was good. I thought Hume was all right. Bailey Wright continues to show how crucial signing him in the summer was. And hopefully he can avoid injury for the most part for this season. Obviously, he'll get niggles and injuries here and there, but hopefully he avoids any big ones like he got at Oxford last season. It's just great to see. When's the last time Sunderland kept 5 clean sheets in a row in the league? I don't think I can ever remember. So regardless of irrespective of division, I can never remember Sunderland doing that.
Long time ago.
Never remember doing that. So just keep it up. Keep it up. I think Sunderland for me have to. I was thinking about this. Sunderland have to average for me just over 2 points per game if they can do it. If you average 2 points per game across the whole season, chances are Sunderland will finish in the top 2. So at the minute we're on 14 points, I think, after 6 games, which is over 2 points per game. I think the next few games, the next 2 home games in particular, are quite telling for me on how far we'll come as a squad, which is Portsmouth and then Ipswich in a couple of weeks. So we'll wait and see. Good win though. Good win. Can't knock it.
Well, on the chat as well. Craig Scott says Parky bringing the best out of Leadbitter as well, which again, I mean, it was a fair point what Dino made about, having the captaincy taken off him, and sometimes giving someone the captaincy does do that to them, doesn't it? To
be fair, it could be the new formation as well, Philly, the 3 in the middle.
Yeah. They work well, don't they?
I mean, I must admit as well, on our believe it or not, on our stream on Tuesday, Shaun said how well Max Power was playing. Didn't
I know, I was shocked.
Was Shaun drinking?
No, other than that chance he missed. Second half.
Well, apart from the chance he missed, I thought he's looking positive actually, and he's actually trying to drive us forwards for a change. Where normally he gets it, he just passes side to side. But he was like, and the day it's like, there's some. When I people say I've got an issue with Power, but if he plays well, I'll give him credit. If he doesn't play well, I'll give him criticism. You know what I mean? It's like Charlie Wyke. If he plays well, I'll praise him. If he doesn't play so well, I'll give him criticism. You know what I mean? So I'm going to vendetta where, or if Max Power plays out his skin, he didn't play very well. Didn't play right. I thought he played well.
I agree. I mean, I thought he played. I was surprised when the Mad Mistake said you didn't think it was that good. I don't know. I thought Power had a canny game. Yeah, so I don't know if you had. I don't know if Terry, if you had a different stream to us. Or whatever.
I just sometimes speak my mind, Phil. I don't like just make everything all rosy in the garden.
No. What I'm saying is, it seems to happen a lot to me when I watch the games, and I sometimes think, have you watched the same game I've watched? Because I see people. Sometimes I see people. I think, he's played well, and then everybody else is saying he was rubbish and all that. But I didn't think Max Power was that bad, to be honest. On Tuesday, go on,
I sometimes, I don't know what it is. I just can't really explain myself properly. Sometimes when I say average side in a poor league, an average side in a poor league, that means the rest of the teams are all poor. So an average side could actually win the league in a poor league.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good place for Leadbitter, right in front of the three centre backs, because I notice he covers back when the centre backs come forward as well.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think. Go on, Shaun.
How many Sam McGills did you have?
3.
Good choice of beer.
You got 4 San Miguel's, 2 large pizzas at the Co-op for £5.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. And that deal's on now, Shaun. That deal's on now for Saturday.
Right. See ya.
Right, we're going to Shaun's house. We're going to Shaun's house for Saturday.
Can't do that now, Michael.
I mean, I was just
socially distance.
I just don't want any negativity on it. I mean, it's a clean sheet. We're unbeaten. We conceded 1 goal. You know, we've got a game in hand. When we win the game in hand, we're going to be second. And Jacob's desperately to burst me bubble.
I understand what Phil's saying, but all I would say is we have to be a lot more cautious against a side like Pompey. I mean, they're always up whenever they play us. Like, they're always rattled up. Their team, a lot of their players could be like out of form, but when they play against a side like us, they want to prove a point. So Saturday will be a very tough game for someone, particularly like Leadbitter, who hasn't got much of the legs now, but he has been putting in against poor before. He has been putting in good performances this season, but one thing Portsmouth can offer, a lot of their players have his pace, and it's all down to Leadbitter whether he can deal with that. But the way how he's playing right now, I'm sure he'll be full of confidence, and I have every faith that he will.
All right, quickly before we go the Mad Mistake, then quickly on the live chat, I've often said that Tommy is easily one of our most favourite viewers and subscribers on here, and he makes the comment, I agree with Philly and Shaun. Easily one of our best. Mad Mistake.
Where's the lead button?
It's going to be interesting to see how Leadbitter can take 3 games in a week. That's what's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's a fair point as well, because I mean, he's surprised us. I mean, there's no doubting that I'm not saying we slated the bloke, but I think we all agreed at the start that we thought that's it. He was too old. He was finished. And you know, we can all hold our hands up. And like I said, Dino said, you know, we said, give him a coaching role and things like that. And fair play to him. He's been easily one of our best players so far. Dino, then we'll go to the Mad Mistake.
I'll go to Mad Mistake first. Go on.
I don't think anybody on the channel slated Grant Leadbitter. I think everyone just thought he'd be better off in a coaching role. saying stay at the club on a coaching role is not slating the lad. It's
Yes.
saying that we love him that much, want him to stay at the club.
Yeah, I agree.
One person who did get slated was Charlie Wyke for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And
He's not very good though.
He's had 2 good games. To be fair, he has, but they're against teams where you would think he's going to have a good game. They've had players missing from defence. He scored 2 goals. It's good on him. But what's people going to say about it? Because everyone's saying, look at all the Charlie Wyke haters not saying anything anymore and all this stuff, right? I've said he's had 2 good games, but I still don't rate the bloke. So when he plays against Tottenham, what are people going to say if he has a really bad game? Because when he comes up against good defenders, he looks really, really bad. So what are people going to say is when his first touch is not working for him, his hold-up play is terrible, he's giving away daft fouls, he's not getting in the box anymore, he's not getting on the end of headers. What are people going to say then?
Well, I still think the last couple of games he's been pretty good, and of course he's
against opposition who's not the best, though, Philly.
Well, he's been rubbish against rubbish opposition as well. I mean, his new name, of course, Virgil van Wyke in our team is what he is. Michael?
Yeah, I was actually going to bring up that point where we're saying that it's against opposition that we expect him to be good, but let's not forget Liam Bridcut, who was at bottom of the league, Bolton last year, dominated him physically in the air when Charlie Wyke's probably about half a foot. He's about half a foot shorter than Wyke. But I do agree with Dino. I still think, as much as I think Wyke has done really, really well the last 2 games, whether the goal was credit to him or not, I thought he still had a good game against Crewe. But at the same time, technically, I think Wyke is by some distance the weakest of our 4 forwards. I think the other 3, if you include, I'm including O'Brien in that as well. I think that O'Brien offers more. I think all the other forwards, like especially O'Brien and Graham, are more industrious about the pitch than what Wyke does. Now, if Wyke, and oh God, imagine if Charlie Wyke got a hat-trick or something against Pompey. # not going to happen. But still, I'd love to see him prove us all wrong. But I think that 2 games, he's done well. But we can't forget that there's reasons that fans have given. Maybe sometimes we've gone over the top with the criticism of the lad, but I do think the criticism he has got has been quite warranted. I think that and the frustration comes from Parkinson at the time. Like, say, when Wyke doesn't deliver anything on the pitch, Parkinson seems to be the only one oblivious to that fact that Wyke doesn't really offer very much, and yet he continues to pick him. So it's like, for me, I've said I want to see Graham and Grigg given a go, but at the minute, if we're doing all right, there's no reason to change it, I suppose.
All right, mad mistake. Then we'll go to you, Jacob.
I don't think anybody on this channel hates Charlie Wyke. I don't like that saying as well. Such and such haters. Nobody hates players. Nobody hates them. They're just basically saying that they're not good enough or not playing very well or whatever. I mean, none of us hate Charlie Wyke. Some of us are just more realistic than others. We can't see what isn't that good. He isn't that good, but doesn't mean that we hate him or that he's not good enough. He's decent. He's an okay player in League One. He'd be a better player in League Two, but he has had a couple of decent matches. But when you play so many games, the odds are going to be eventually in your favour. You've got to have a couple of good games somewhere along the line, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Jacob?
Yeah, if Phil Parkinson continuously persists with Charlie Wyke as the main man, as the central striker at the top end of the pitch right now, if we win promotion, then and if he does score goals to contribute to that, then Charlie Wyke deserves all the praise he gets. But it's all about whether we do win. If we don't win promotion, then he has every right to have criticism, because him in that role is meant to put the ball in the back of the net for us. And I'll give him credit where it's due now, because he has scored 2 in 2 games. But I do understand Dino's point. We haven't really played a team yet when Charlie Wyke's been on the pitch that has been tipped to be right there up there with us at the top of the league this season. I know, did he play against Peterborough? I can't remember. Did he start that game?
I think he did. And I think he went missing quite a bit in that game.
Yeah. So I can understand Dino's point.
Quickly before I go to Michael. Michael wants to be in here. Yep. Tyler Graham says, stick Philly up top. Imagine that bald heat smashing 20 goals in. Thanks for that. I'll polish it for you.
We've got that game at the Stadium of Light next year.
Yeah. No, it's just with Charlie Wyke. How many players, though, have we had at the club where they've come to the club and they've been rubbish and then turned out to be absolutely brilliant. They just, you know, they haven't settled, and then all of a sudden everything clicks. And it could just be one of them. I don't think Wyke is, you know, our best striker. For me, it's still Grigg and Graham is what I would do. But if he bangs them in, that's fair enough. Michael, we'll go to you, then we'll come to you, Shaun.
Yeah, well, that's the point I was going to make. Like, if you still look at the goal he scored against Swindon, like Swindon apparently had some of their back line missing through injury, and you could tell watching the pitch when I know Shaun saying that our goal that we caught them out there, which is fair enough, but the Swindon defence, let's be honest, they were asleep when Wyke scored that goal. Wyke 9 times out of 10 will not get that sort of opportunity in a match, and again, like. I really don't hate the bloke, and I know that it's probably tedious. I know people probably find it tedious, in me in particular, going on about him constantly. But it's just out of the desperation that we have to go up. And let's not, you know, this is is this the last year of Charlie Wyke's contract at the club? I think because I'm pretty sure it is.
I mean, maybe.
I think when we signed him, it was a 3-year. I think when we signed him, it was a 3-year deal. I see Dino's face. They're like, yes, no more Charlie Wyke.
Just when Phil says, I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, quickly before we go to Shaun, then, because on the chat here, Taffy Mackham makes a good point. He says we as fans want to see players put a shift in, and Wyke is starting to work hard at least, which is, you know, that's a fair comment. We do like, you know, if players like, you know, give it the 100%, then you know they can't do more than that. Shaun,
he's missing someone there, but he's all like saying about Charlie Wyke, like. Will Grigg and Danny Graham, they haven't scored any goals. Charlie Wyke scored 2. So you can see this, you can see whatever you want. He's our leading striker goal scorer as it stands. And to be fair, I think watching you all when you're saying about Charlie, it seems to me like it's very hard for you to give the boy some praise. It's like, I mean, I've had to do it. I've had to swallow me pride with power. If he plays well, I'll see it. We watching all use. It's like you just don't want to see it.
Listen. Everybody wants to get in. I want to get in. I won't get in. I'll let you all get in.
Back off from that.
So we'll go around. Jacob first, then.
I think was it when Shaun met Danny Graham's hardly played much. I can understand why he mentioned Will Grigg in there, but Danny Graham. It's sort of been like chop and change. I think like with Danny Graham, if we're going to see the best out of him, I still believe Phil Parkinson has to play in a consistent run of games to hopefully get the better out of him. But I do understand what he means. Will Grigg, like he was in the side for a long period of time, particularly in the second half of the Jack Ross season, and he wasn't putting the ball in the net. And it was into the start of the second season as well, where Ross persisted with him. Parkinson came in. I think he started with Grigg at the start, but then Charlie Wyke started to impress, showing his physicality coming off the bench, and he ended up sticking with that when we went on that 3-4-3 brilliant winning run that we had, which was ended by the team that we're playing against this weekend, Portsmouth. So, yeah, I can understand where Shaun's coming from. A bit harsh putting Danny Graham in that category, but I understand why he's put Will Grigg in there.
Michael,
does anyone else want to go before me? Because I'm happy to wait.
I'll go. Like he's saying, I'm not giving the bloke any credit. I've given credit. Of course, I've given credit. He scored.
No, it's like you and Terry when you're giving Wyke credit. It's like as if you. It's like
it's not. I'm giving him credit. I'm giving him credit that he scored 2 goals. But I'm still not going to rate the bloke. Sorry, like, I mean, he's been here 3 seasons, and I don't even think he scored over 10 goals in that time. I mean,
is the main man
he's not the main man. Like even everyone's even said, everyone's. Are you not going to let us finish?
Humble pie and get over yourselves.
Are you not going to let us finish?
Well, no, you're just going to get over yourselves, mate. So
get over what, Shaun? He scored 2 goals against 2 teams.
He scored 2 more goals than Grigg and Graham, Dino.
Right, and
well, that's
Chris Maguire scored more goals than Charlie Wyke, and he's not even a striker.
I'm not about them. I'm about the strikers. Charlie Wyke's a striker.
Everyone says that Charlie Wyke is our worst striker, which I believe is true. Right, he scored 2 goals, but Charlie Wyke at the minute is getting the most chances. He's had the most game time.
Right.
If Danny Graham started more, maybe he scored twice as much.
Danny Graham started against
Charlie. I've given the bloke credit. I've said he's well done, but I still don't rate him. He's got a lot to prove to me before I'm like, oh, Charlie Wyke is the man.
Mad mistake.
Before we get started to the main point, I just want to say Will Griggs played 1 game. Charlie Wyke started 4 games. So we kind of go with that kind of scenario or those stats because that's absolute bollocks. Second thing, Shaun Middleton, I thought you were a friend of mine. You know what it is, right? I watched all of your bloody interviews, right? And I did Sunderland versus Crew match review, and I give Charlie Wyke some fucking good praise on there. You clearly don't watch my videos, lad. That's it. Me and you are done.
Yes, the second time.
Shaun Middleton. Michael, you want to get in there?
I'm happy to let Shaun respond first if he wants to.
Nice.
This is too juicy.
His birthday, Bebs.
This is too juicy.
And the dates is like saying, Dino and my mistake. It's just I was just watching them there. It seems like they've got an issue with the bloke. But same with Terry as well on Twitter. He put a statement on Twitter, and Terry, like I say, I respect you, this, that, and the other. But he said that he put a statement on Twitter saying that Charlie Wyke's the worst striker in his eyes is the worst striker in the club's history. And I thought that statement was absolutely like Terry. Sorry,
no,
I mean, have you seen a striker called Brett Angel? Brett Angel, right? That's all I've got to say. Brett Angel.
James Bond.
Right. Okay.
That's
heavenly.
Right, but listen, the thing is you can't see what Terry says. You can't compare. You can't say Charlie Wyke's got these goals and whereas Will Grigg, Danny Graham have not, because they've not. You've got to look at the playing time that they've had and do a ratio like that, goals to minutes played, to see on performance. So you can't do that. And listen, I mean, for me, I prefer Grigg and Graham all day. However, and I said on our live chat, if Charlie Wyke bangs them in each week, then good luck to him. I'm happy if we win. I'm not bothered who scores. So, and at the end of the day, it seems that Parky has got a system now where we're not leaking any goals, and it might be that 1-0 win, but so what? It's not pretty, but it's 3 points. Mad mistake. Then we'll go to you, Jacob.
Yeah, well, again, obviously, you didn't watch me live stream either because I give loads of praise to Charlie Wyke then, and I don't. and personally, my personal opinion is I wouldn't change an unbeaten side. So Charlie Wyke has to start against Portsmouth until we don't win or we get beat. I would leave Charlie Wyke wherever he is there now. So, what's your response to that, Shaun?
I kind of like. I mean, I've criticised Charlie Wyke. Do you know what I mean? But like, I just think sometimes we need to, like, if Phil Parkinson says something weird and Charlie Wyke's the main man and he bangs the goals and we get promoted, then you know what I mean. I mean, at the end of the day, Phil Parkinson knows more than any of us on this panel. Do you know what I mean, Terry?
John, can I ask you something? Do you believe Charlie Wyke is the man to get us promoted this season? Do you believe he's going to bang in the goals to get us promoted this season? Honestly, don't say it just to try and prove us wrong. But honestly, do you think Charlie Wyke is the man to get us promoted this season?
Well, I'll tell you what, I will say it. Terry says he'll not get 10 goals. I think he'll get 10 goals. That's what I will say.
You think he'll get 10 goals? And do you think that's good enough for a striker, for your main man striker?
I've got a feeling this season, the strikers, I don't think any of them will score more than 15 goals. I think the goals are going to come from midfield.
I think, can I jump in there?
That's fair enough.
I think Shaun, though, I don't think any of us are scared to say we got it wrong. You know what I mean? It's like you're saying, you were slating Charlie Wyke, and then all of a sudden he's doing all right, and so now we won't give him praise as though. And it's like you're saying, it's as though we're trying to say, well, I've slated him, so I can't go back on that now. It's none of us are. We can all agree. At the start of the season, we said Grant Leadbitter would be better in a coaching role, and we've all said we were wrong. Look at him. He's been one of our best players. So I don't think any of us, are scared to say, oh well, I said this, so I'm I'm not prepared to change my mind. Jacob first, then Dino.
Building on what you said, Philly, Phil Parkinson has found a system right now that we are keeping clean sheets and winning games, but we found a system that was doing that last season, and there was a period where we got tactically figured out. So there will be periods as the season go and the games go along where Phil Parkinson might have to tweak things, particularly with Grant Leadbitter with the age he's at. He's a key member of the side right now, but when you're in League, a player in League One, you're required to play a lot of games, and for someone at the age of 34, he may need like a spell out the team to like get a bit of rest and then come back in. But secondly, on Charlie Wyke, right, how I see it is it goes back to that debate. I think a lot of our fans are thinking like too far ahead of themselves in terms of the team, right? Charlie Wyke right now, I personally don't like him. I don't think he's the right striker up there to have long term, but for the league we're in, I still think he's not a bad player to have in the system that we play. He provides good knockdowns, and recently it looks like he is starting to get on the end of things and put the ball in the net. But we are playing against a better team, Portsmouth, this week. If he does score against Pompey on Saturday, then he deserves massive praise because he hasn't been doing that against the teams in and around us, particularly right at the top, like last season as well.
Right. Well, quickly before we go to Dino, on the live chat down here, it says, Clayton Edwards says, Terry, you must have some pretty good bait on that hook. And then also, it's Bobby Cowley says, Wyke scored, he scored against Crewe and Swindon. Don't get carried away. Philip Gard, agree with Pants. Dino, he agrees with you. So Dino, have you seen? And then I want to go to these predictions.
For me, right, 2 good games doesn't cover over 2 years of what Charlie Wyke's done at this club. I mean, the bloke's been in the team for a long time. He was in the first season. I know he was injury prone. Second season, he got his chance, didn't do much. He's had 2 good games and everyone's jumping on the Charlie bandwagon. I can't forget the first 2 years he was here. He done nothing. He was piss poor. He's having a good run in the team now, but don't forget, form comes and goes. He can go back to his old Charlie Wyke self. And I've already put out on Twitter that I believe our strike force is one of the worst in the league. And I do believe that.
Right, right, well, Michael. We'll let you in quickly. Just Dino,
what's Will Grigg done in the time that he's been here as well? What's Will Grigg done?
You're asking us that though, Shaun? I'm talking about Charlie Wyke, not Will Grigg.
No, but you criticise Charlie Wyke, but Will Grigg's done well. He was 4 million.
Is that no runs in the games? Is that no match time when he's done nothing? He doesn't get played.
Well, can I just ask you, Shaun, I remember one time when you would slate Charlie Wyke, he's the worst striker we've got. Why isn't he playing Will Grigg? But now all of a sudden you're on Charlie Wyke. What's going on?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying earlier on that's the problem with our supporters. Like they just want to be criticising all the time and not give any of the players any credit. Do you know what I mean? Now Charlie Wyke, like I've said earlier on, he's not going to score 15, 20 goals. But if he's our main man and he holds up a play, he brings goals in from midfield and things like that, then he'll be there to do a job on him.
Right.
I still believe he's the worst striker we've got. In my opinion, I think he is the worst striker we've got.
Well,
it's my opinion.
You said we've got the worst strikers in the league.
Aye, we have.
I think that the table suggests otherwise, mate.
Right. Listen. I'll bring you all in on this.
The league table's down, all right.
Listen,
the league table, where does all the goals come from, Shaun? Not from Charlie Wyke, it comes from everyone else.
If we're the worst strikers, we'll be in the bottom three.
No, we've got the best defence, but the worst striking record in the league, probably. We've probably scored the least goals.
Right.
Give them a break room.
Listen, on that point about
you're not going to win,
strikers, Stuart Diggle on the Stuart Diggle on the live chat. Says Bolton under Parkinson, promotion season, Medine, right, 10 goals, top scorer. So again, we're complaining about the amount of goals we've scored. We scored 7 goals. So no. Anyway, you're all trying to get in. I'll go around you all. Mad mistake.
I just want to say that Sunderland fans are the best fans in the country by far, right? We are the best fans in the country.
In the world.
Every fan has their right to their opinion. just because someone doesn't agree with someone means they're wrong. Every fan has the right to criticise the pay good and cash, whether it's live streams, whether it's going to the games. If they want to have their opinion and voice their opinion, fair enough. I haven't got a problem with anybody's opinions, but I won't slate off the Sunderland fans for having an opinion.
Right.
I feel like Shaun just taking it a bit personally sometimes, like.
Right.
I'm not taking it personally. I'm just wondering why the toxicness towards Charlie Wyke, really. When
There's
when
no
Will Griggs-
toxin. There's no toxin. It's an opinion. We just think he's not good enough. That's it.
Well,
Right.
Will Griggs not going to fire, then he? Will Griggs not going to fire?
That's your opinion, and I respect your opinion. That's it.
Right. Tyler Graham on here says, agree with Dino, our strikers are shite, says there. Jacob, you're trying to get in?
Yeah, I understand completely what Terry was saying, going back to the Charlie Wyke and Will Grigg debate. In pre-season, I thought Will Grigg, he looked a lot fitter. It looked like he lost weight. He was doing more running, added some goals as well. A brilliant run that he made onto a through pass from Dan Neil for that Harrogate goal. And he's only made one start this season in the league. Is that really been given a chance to prove himself? No, not for me.
Right, Michael, quickly, and then I've got to move on. Otherwise,
Okay,
we've not even mentioned the Pompey game. So, Michael, have this say, and then we're going to move on. Go on.
Right. Okay. I think that in terms of all-round game, I think Charlie Wyke is technically the least capable of our forwards. Doesn't mean that I think Charlie Wyke is good coming off the bench in a game when you're winning a game. Having said that, I think Graham, from what I've seen of him, just my opinion this season, I think he's a more intelligent footballer than Charlie Wyke. I think that Grigg hasn't had much of a chance when Sunderland have done this high press under Parkinson. How many times since the turn of the year has Will Grigg had a chance to start games? But Wyke scored one, or possibly two in the last two games. Hopefully, he turns that into a run, whether we think it's going to happen or not. If it turns into a run and he helps us get promoted, he'll be remembered fondly by Sunderland fans, I'm sure.
Right. Can we move on? Woo! Right, and like we say, it's like Terry says, it's all about opinions. You know, if we all agreed with each other, it would be pretty boring. So we can all have our opinions and just respect each other's opinions. Right.
Wyke's not an arsehole unlike Vaughan. Wyke's not an arsehole unlike James Vaughan.
Moving on, Michael.
Sunderland.
I know, but I thought I just had to say that.
Right. Sunderland versus Crewe. I just want to go through your predictions here. What you all had. Mad Mistake, what did you say?
I don't know.
Shall I tell you?
I go on.
You
3-1. 3-1.
No, you said 4-1. No, you said 4-0. 4-0 is what you said, right? So, Shaun, what did you say?
5-0.
5-0 is what you said. Dino?
I said 2-0.
You said 2-0. Michael Bowser said, what did you say? 1-0. Jacob, what did you say?
Got it right as well, 1-0 to the Sunderland.
You got it right. And I got it right as 1-0 as well. So three of us there got 1-0. I'm keeping up my 100% record on those. So I wanted to move on to the Pompey game, but I also wanted to give a shout out to the new signing, the Callan McFadzean from Plymouth as well, and get your opinions on that. But what I want to do, let's get your predictions for Portsmouth on Saturday, because we're starting to run out of time. Mad Mistake, what do you think for Saturday?
2-0.
2-0. Confident, 2-0. Charlie Wyke?
Possibly. I hope so.
Dino, what do you think?
0-0.
Oh, Dino. Michael?
1-1.
1-1. Oh,
I think Pompey are going to offer a bit more than recent teams have, but hopefully we're going to win.
It's only Portsmouth, man. Go, Jacob.
Oh, just wait.
Like Michael was saying, Portsmouth will be a big threat compared to the rest of the teams we've played so far. So I reckon it'll be a 1-1 draw.
Oh, God. Glad I don't live with you three. Shaun, what do you think?
Go on, Shaun. Hidden like that.
Sorry, Shaun, what did you say?
2-0.
2-0 as well. Right, so we've got 2 2-0s, we've got 2 1-1s, a 0-0. And I'll say, I think another clean sheet I'm going to go for. 2-0, I think we'll go for. So, and be happy with that. I mean, our defence are just looking good. They're solid.
Yeah, but Philly, the strike force isn't looking great.
So we don't lose. So we don't lose.
Yeah, he's won. What do we do in the defence? Keep it the same or bring Flanagan back?
No, you can't change.
I'll keep it the same.
Yeah, you can't change. You can't change a winning team. You've got, no matter how much, like I said with Charlie Wyke, I'd like to see Griggin, but at the end of the day, you've got a winning team. He's got a formula what seems to work.
Do you honestly think Phil Patterson will leave Luke O'Nien as a centre back?
Yep. You said yourself he's stubborn. He doesn't like to change, doesn't he?
No.
But Luke O'Nien's not.
If he makes one change,
he's been brilliant. So
Luke O'Nien plays everywhere.
It can put him in goal for me because
I think he'll change Conor McLaughlin. I think he'll change Conor McLaughlin. I think that'll be the only change he makes.
But I thought Conor McLaughlin had a good game on Tuesday night, I thought. And again, he's another player that's has not been in favour with us. And I thought he was pretty good on Tuesday.
I think you've gone with experience against Portsmouth on Saturday. I think you'd bring Flanagan back in. I think he'd put 09 back to right back, wing back and drop Gooch. That's what I think.
I agree with Shaun. I
think he'll keep Gooch in.
But is Willis going to be fit for Saturday?
50-50, I think.
Yeah.
If you're going to bring out centre back in, I'd rather bring Willis in than Flanagan.
Dino?
If you had to pick.
See, I think we're getting away with the injuries we have and the suspensions because we've played two of the weaker teams in the league. So it flatters with a bit that we've kept two clean sheets with a makeshift defence. I mean, Portsmouth will come up with. Portsmouth have got players like Harness, like Curtis,
Marquis.
I mean, these have got players who can actually run out with, take players on, create stuff from nothing. I mean, I think you might need to make one or two changes in the back line.
But Dino, I think we could get Dino, what about all the other clean sheets we've kept? You can't just say the last two teams have kept clean sheets. We've had
the other clean sheets, that's when we've had the full back. It the back thingy in it?
Sorry, my mistake. Michael, you trying to get in?
Well, I would say, actually, I forgot to mention this earlier. With regards to the Crew game, let's not forget, they apparently lost against Charlton, but should have got something out of that game. Top of the table, Hull, top of the table. They only beat Crew 1-0. It took till the 81st minute or whatever it was to break them down, and they hadn't lost the previous 3 league games before playing us. So ultimately, yes, Crew aren't one of the best teams in the league, but they're definitely far from the worst team that I think we'll probably end up encountering this season, regardless of how they played against us on the night. But with Portsmouth, like I said, they have not lost away from home this year, which says a lot about how tough a game this is going to be. So we'll wait and see.
Mad mistake?
I think Phil Patterson is stubborn, like I said, Michael. You said, Michael, but I think he's stubborn to the fact where, like Shaun says, he'll bring Flanagan back and put Luke O'Nien into the position where he likes him to play.
Jacob?
I would like to see Jack Diamond on the bench at least. I think when he came on for that performance against Swindon, I think he did show great sparks every time he came forward with, he got the ball, he wanted to come forward with the ball. Does add a bit of pace into the team, and I think that's what we will need in the latter stages. If we're drawing the game, I think Jack Diamond could be a perfect option to bring off the bench.
All right, look, just very quickly because we are out of time now, really. Callum McFadzean. Does anybody know of him? He's a left back. We've all been screaming out, saying that that we need somebody on the left. Is he going to be good? Is he fit for Saturday? Will he be on the bench? Anybody going in for Jacob?
Well, he was part of a Plymouth team that won promotion last season, so that's good to have on your CV. I don't think Parkinson will play him a lot in the league. I think we'll see him get more run-outs in EFL trophy games, but still a decent cover to have at left back for Denver Hume.
He started his career at Sheffield United, then he went to Chesterfield, Burton on loan, Stevenage, Kilmarnock, Bury, Plymouth. So he's only 26. He hasn't scored many goals, to be fair, but I think I've seen him score a a volley other day on Twitter, and it looked a really good goal. Like,
Shaun, are you on Wikipedia again?
Yeah.
Of course he is.
Mad mistake. I'll give you the last word if you want.
I wouldn't give me the last word, but why did Plymouth release him? Because they didn't want him. They didn't think he was good enough for League One.
Oh, stumped. Silence from everybody. Silence.
Ultimately, we wanted cover for Denver Human. We've got it. That's it.
Yeah.
Let's be fair, though. Let's be fair. We let go of Bali Mumba because we didn't think he was good enough for our team.
Yeah,
it means nothing. It means nothing. If someone lets someone go, not everyone's going to be perfect on the decisions.
The wages can't afford to keep them on.
Bali Mumba was all about the cash for Stuart Donald. That's all it was. Greedy.
He still couldn't even get in the team, though. He still couldn't even get in the team.
Disgrace, though. He would have added a little bit more quality.
Exactly.
Bali Mumba should have stayed. He should still be here. But because Stuart Donald.
Terry, all I'll say is, just because Plymouth let him go doesn't automatically mean he isn't good.
I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying it doesn't bode well, let's say.
Well, remember Fried at Norwich.
Right, well, just very quickly on the chat, Ryan Coxon is saying he turned down Plymouth for family reasons. So we don't know. Well, look, we was supposed to sort of preview the Pompey game. We didn't get time for that, all because of Virgil van Wyke took up a lot of that. We discussed the Crew game. So what we'll do is we are going to be back on Sunday for a Sunday bunch. I think, Mad Mistake, are you doing a live stream on your channel on Saturday? So the Mad Mistake, if you want to join the live stream, Terry down there, superb. He's the master at it. Make sure you go to the Mad Mistakes channel.
You were saying I was shite before.
Well, I'm just trying to come across.
I'm just making as we go along. You can't just
no, listen.
If you don't want to watch my channel, Phil, just don't watch it. Just switch it off. You're going to deliver your parcels. Go deliver your parcels.
I'm just listening.
Of course you
haven't heard that. I haven't even heard him say that tonight. I've been a grafter. I haven't even heard that tonight.
I'm just trying to come across as a good bloke. That's all. Your streams are shite.
He's a good heart.
I know that. Finally.
So anyway, Mad Mistake on his channel. If you want to go and see the live stream for the game, Sunderland versus Portsmouth, that's on Saturday. We will be back on this channel to do a Sunday bunch. We'll have a chat about us beating Portsmouth 2-0 and how good we are and all that and positive. And even Dino will be smiling and happy and celebrating our win.
I'll see Downs that Tropicana.
So join us for that. Listen, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Please, we're still looking for subscribers. We're trying to hit those 5,000 by the end of the year. Please subscribe. It's absolutely free.
How many are we to go yet, Phil?
To do so. What's that?
How many more we've got to go now?
900.
900. It is. That's
so,
I checked this morning.
900 to 5,000. So we'll be all right.
That'll be our Christmas present.
Don't forget, of course, if you're watching this, if you're not watching it live, leave us a comment anyway. Hit the like button. If you think we're rubbish, hit the thumbs down button. Do that. And we will see you when we're going to see them all.
Sunday.
We'll see you Sunday for the Sunday bunch. So from myself, Wee Philly, from Shaun Middleton, Jacob Kirkbride, Michael Bowers, Dino, and the Mad Mistake. Come.
Shaun, enjoy your birthday tomorrow. Enjoy your birthday.
Happy 27th.
Yes. Happy birthday to Shaun tomorrow. 45 tomorrow. Give him a big round of applause for Shaun on his birthday.
Not 45. Not 45. Lying. He's telling 40s.
39. All right.
We hope you get
happy birthday to you.
Hope you get lots of birthday kisses on you. Oh, by the way, what colour are your shorts tonight?
Stylish then.
You look like a deck chair.
And apparently he's charging something. What's the charges, Shaun? What are the charges?
Yeah.
How much for an arse cheek? What was that?
Yeah, £5 for an arse cheek, wasn't it? Right, we've got to go. Look, we'll see you all on Sunday. Thanks for tuning in.